Now let's talk about magnetism and the right-hand rule. All right, charged particles in a magnetic field. We have two different situations, actually three, I guess two. What if they're stationary? If you have a charged particle, so this might be an electron, it might be a proton, but for most cases, let's just make it a positive Q. If it's not moving, there's no magnetic force. Simple. But if it's moving, then there's going to be a magnetic force. So say we have a magnetic field going to the right. If the charge is moving perpendicular to the field, then the force is going to be a maximum. If it is moving with the magnetic field, then there is zero force. And if it's between, taking off at an angle, then the magnetic force is going to be somewhere between the maximum and zero. Now, are you seeing forces here? These are all forces, so we have to look at directions. The formula we're going to use is magnetic force, FB, is QVB, where Q is the magnitude of this charge, V is the speed or velocity, and B is the magnetic field strength. And we measure magnetic fields in Teslas. Just use a capital T. Now let's talk about the right-hand rule. The right-hand rule helps us figure out what direction this charge is moving. Now, imagine you're hitchhiking, all right? Hitchhiking is, you stick your thumb in the direction you want to travel. So V is going to represent the direction our particle is actually traveling. Now, if you fold your thumb in, you can make the sign language sign for B, or magnetic field. So we're going to, and by the way, B is magnetic field, which is kind of strange. I don't know why we use B exactly. But it makes remembering that you're going to use the direction of your fingers, okay, for B, where V is your thumb. And F is your palm. Just imagine you're going to apply a force. If you're going to apply a force with your hand, you're going to push it with your palm. So the force is always coming right out of your palm. Now you'll see these are all perpendicular. B is perpendicular to velocity. Velocity is perpendicular to the force. And B is perpendicular to F, because we're in 3 dimensions. Now if you have a negative charge, what I recommend you do is just find the answer and flip it. Or you could say that the force is coming out of the back of your hand. You can use a left-hand rule for a negative charge with the exact same symbols, but that tends to get a little confusing, so be careful.